Hello, everybody, and welcome to this stream. I think we wait a bit for some people to join in before we start this thing. I cannot see whether people already joined in or not. But yeah, this is the SNCL playoff stream, the one for this split, where we will talk about the matchups and also about the MVP votings. I'm Linus, and I'm joined by Delv. Hello.
Welcome, everybody. Yeah, the playoff stream. Next week, the important games start, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. I think it was a really good first split so far. Um, Something that I've never had before in the leagues that I was an admin in was that we didn't have a single dropout. Every single team, even never ending into, lost every single game. Uh, no team dropped out, and I think that's already saying something because apparently everyone had fun, at least
Yeah.
enough to keep playing.
Yeah, exactly. Big shout out to Never Ending Int because going winless in like 6 weeks of playing games is a strong sign of a good mentality. So, and they, yeah, I don't know how you say it. Maybe we are like is a community favorite. Like everybody liked them, everybody was cheering for them. So I think that's also a thing that kept them going.
Yeah, I agree. Like people were just really friendly this time. Like there was some banter and shit talk, of course. But overall, this has been like a really, really fun split for me as an admin as well, because I just saw that people enjoyed the whole thing. The games, if I compare the amount of people in the Discord to the amount of viewers that we had per game, then that's also pretty good. The best streams had around like 30 viewers
Yeah,
average. With
crazy.
like if you we have 12 teams, right? Or we had
Yeah,
12 teams. So we have 5 players, so 60 players total. So that means that if that one of two players watched those games. But like in average, we were like 15 to 20 people, which is still a really good number, if we keep in mind that this league is not that old. Like our league, like it's a first split. Many people have not played in this league before. Some people have not played in any league like this before. Um, so yeah, that's a good sign for the future, I'd say. Um, I think we can go into our first subject of today, which will be the talk about the playoffs.
yeah. A little prediction from our side. Um, should I just start with the first matchup, or
I
do
mean,
we just talk
I
about the
think
teams?
I think we can just start to talk about the teams first, and then after that we go
Mhm.
over with the prediction. Um, I would start with Quantum, then you can take Assassins. Um,
Alright.
okay, so Quantum Infinity, in my opinion, had a really up and down split.
Mhm.
Overall, they looked strong. They had some really good games against top teams. They took a game off Vecchi Brest, they took a game off Invicta, and finished the split on a pretty good record. I think they won 7 games total. Um, so I think they can be happy with that. But on the other side, they also dropped games. For example, against Silver Phoenix, they dropped a game. Um, and they are kind of inconsistent. Um, I'm I'm not quite sure what to think about them for best of threes yet, because they win some, they lose some, but in the end for playoffs you need consistency, otherwise you will drop out eventually.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know. Should I say something to QDE as well, or
So, give your opinion.
um, I personally was quite surprised because before the SNCL we scrimmed them. I don't know what the score was, but they played with the the old mid laner. They have a new one right now, so I haven't seen a lot of him. I don't know how he performs. I mean, I can look at the match results, but match results don't tell the whole story. So I'm excited to see how they will keep up with us. And I mean, I think there was already uh, some banter from their ADC Cell, who or Celil, however you pronounced it,
Mhm.
who already said that he's going to send us to the lower bracket. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think QTE has an upset potential here, but before we talk about that, maybe you can say something towards your own team, Assassins and Greed.
Uh, yeah, like it's not the first time that the regular season goes well for us. Like we only lost to Wacky Race, where Wacky Race played good. We didn't play that good, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, it's like the typical Assassins and Greed league. Like we pretty much walk through the regular season like it's nothing, and then the playoffs come and we start to lose games and to throw throw games in series. So I mean, in this matchup into QTEs, they shouldn't be that scared because it's AG. Like we love to lose some games in the playoffs. So yeah, but I think on a good day we should take the first round.
Yeah, I think Assassin's Creed played the best regular season. I mean, you won the regular season. Against Vecchi Vress, you kind of got destroyed. Vecchi
Yeah.
looked way stronger against you in the series, but overall in the whole split, in the whole regular season, that was your only bad series in that way. Like you had some shaky early games. A lot of teams were able to get a lead on you early.
Mm.
But in the end, you won those games. And I think that consistency brought you to the regular season title. On the other side, yes, your team has a really bad history with playoffs, like a lot of upset wins against you. I remember the first SLE split that you played in, where you
No, we don't talk
also
about it. We don't talk
we
about it.
will talk about it.
No, no.
You had a really good regular season. A lot
Mhm.
of people thought that you were gonna win the whole tournament. Um, and then you lost in the upper bracket. I don't quite remember to
The
which
Diligent
team.
Diamond.
To Vintage and Diamond. Okay, you lost to
Yeah.
Vintage and Diamond, and then you dropped down and you were matched with Snack Pack. And Snack Pack was seen as the big underdog. Like nobody except Snack Pack believed that you would lose that one, and they beat you and knocked you out. So there are some
Yeah.
other examples that I will not name here because I don't want to shame your team too much. But yeah, your team is not the strongest one in playoffs, historically speaking.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, let's go over to Snack Pack, which I just mentioned. Snack Pack, they are, I think, the oldest team on this list. In if you talk about how long the team is together, I think Monkey Esports also has a longer history, but Snack Pack is together with most, like with that roster, with only like one or two changes, for nearly 6 years now, which is a long, long time. Cybotop and Sushi Killer and Cupcake, were always there. They had a different supporter like a year and a half ago, and in jungle, it was mostly Evo before. But yeah, they are a well-seasoned team. But also their success, their good runs are all also really far behind now. And
Mm.
I'm not quite sure what to think about them. They had a pretty good end to the regular season, but especially at the beginning, they were not looking like the best one. So I don't know. I'm not that sold on them yet.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I think like Snake is like I love to play against them. Obviously, they are in our community, but against Invicta, I think they play 1-1 or did they
No, they
lose?
won 2-0 against Invicta. But
Yeah.
Invicta played with like a different roster.
Yeah. Yeah. And to be fair, like we played the normal Invicta, and I think if we could run them over like that, then Snack can do it as well. Like if Snack gets to play their typical game, where they get fresh Caitlyn or something like that, or maybe the Orianna on mid lane on Sushi Killer. So I think that could be quite hard for Invicta, but generally speaking, personally, I see Invicta favored because they'll have like more variety in their team comps and the way they place. But I think this matchup can go either way.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, talking about Invicta, I thought that they would be the strongest team in the SNCL the split. And they had games where they looked like a really strong team, but they also like they were swapping their roster around. Some people would call it disrespect towards their opponents. Some people would just say, yeah, they're just having fun in the regular season. In the end, they nearly dropped out, so that might have been a wake-up call. Um, but yeah, they have really good players, players that are like if you are in the SLE or Manta Cup, whatever spectrum, like if you know those things, then you know a lot of those players. Um, but they have also struggled with their main lineup, with the correct role assignment. I think they didn't really stand a chance against you in week six.
Yeah.
Even though they tried their best, especially their bot lane was looking really, really weak. So I'm really interested to see if they have made some plans how to actually win this tournament because they theoretically have the players for that. They are not an underdog, even if they didn't perform that well. They are not an underdog, and I'm really interested to see how they perform in the next
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah, exactly. Like you already mentioned, they have the players to definitely be a top four team, but during the split, like okay, they did a content run, but I think they realized soon enough that doing content won't bring them far, and they just decided to try at least. Was kind of late because like you already mentioned, they almost dropped out, but I'm excited to see if they have practiced a bit together or if they just play the SNCL and don't scrim at all. I think they also changed their mid laner, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
So
the Panzen is going to Japan, so he needed
yeah,
to be replaced. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, we will see how that turns out. I've just mentioned that Snakepack is most likely the longest continuous running team, and Monkey Esports is the oldest team. And if you just look at the ages of the players, really old players. All of them, as Trump would say, are like wonderful players, but really, really, really old. Whatever. I don't know how he talks. I think this roster was really surprising in the regular season. I was not ranking them high. Actually put them, I think, on 10th in my first power ranking.
mhm,
So I was really I was considering them to drop out, and in the end they made a really good run. They finished third, got the third seat, so they dodged Invicta in round one. And I think this roster will be really interesting, especially with their jungler,
yeah,
Sergio Ramos. He
mhm,
is he's quite good. The young kid in the how do you say it? Asylum is the wrong word, but like
uh,
the station for old people. So, what do you think about monkeys?
yeah, definitely. Also think that the first couple of games, like I remember the snack game. I think I there was the pretty bad stream from my side, if I remember correctly. But we still saw the whole game, and I think Monkey, especially the jungler and the mid laner, Flippy, played really, really good. I think Flippy is now also the main mid lane, and Katarina moved to top. And is um, what I saw from Katarina, he also plays quite good on top lane. So I think the roster is even stronger than they were at the beginning, and I'm really excited to see how far they can go.
Yeah. Going over to Cannibal Stark. Cannibals had a really strong start into the split, 4-0. Of course, they had also easier opponents. I think they played they played Never Ending in the last week. They played, I think it was Epitome Crash in week one, and then Extraordinary in week two. So yeah, they got 4 wins out of that. After that, they started playing you. They played Veki Vrez, and from there it just went downhill. And they nearly dropped out, but they got it together at the right time. Um, I'm a bit disappointed in them. I thought they would play better. They would score, like, contest more of those good teams when they played them. How do you see them coming into playoffs?
To be fair, I think maybe it's just me, but I didn't think that Kanbuns was that good. Like it was interesting to see that they managed to be in the top four, I think, for I don't know how many weeks. Um, yeah, but I'm not the biggest fan of them. I think they have a pretty decent players. Like Beehive is pretty good. Zulu is also like a decent ADC, but I think he was like when we played against them, Zulu was like a little bit of a psychopath, in my opinion. But
Hmm.
they have the players to contest the higher spots or maybe even the win, but I don't think that it's likely because we have at least 4 to 5 teams who are, in my opinion, better than Cannon Buns.
Yeah,
So
they are
yeah,
maybe the biggest underdog in the whole playoffs. But yeah, going from Carnibulans over to Vekivres, what can you tell me about Vekivres?
yeah, Wacky Race, my first competitive team with the Grandpa and the Fraud in the jungle.
Yeah.
No, no, I personally um really enjoy the Wacky Race roster. In my personal opinion, mm, they are good, but I think for their play style, or at least against us, like mainly the jungle, the mid lane, the bot lane was winning, but not the top lane. So okay, he had to play against Jordi, who's probably the best top laner in the SNCL. But I think Detlef was kind of the weak point, in my opinion. But I mean, if the whole other team is better than the opponent, then I mean, it doesn't even matter. So I think that they are at least a top 3 spot, maybe even a favorite to win the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, I already expect them to fall short in playoffs just because they don't have me playing for side selection anymore. Um, no, but on serious terms, I think this is the best Res roster that we've seen so far. I mean, it's nearly the same like the one where they reached the second place in the SLE. Only
Mhm.
Kate's mates on top lane was there and not Detlef. Um, and I think with their side of the bracket, you see Monkey Esports, KBD, Vekivres, and Slimots. Those are the teams in the bottom side. So they need to beat Slimots, and then they need to beat either Monkeys or Carnibulans to reach finals. And I think that's doable. They are quite lucky that,
Definitely.
like in my opinion, 4 of the top 6 teams are on your side of the bracket.
Mhm.
Um, so this is the easier road to finals. But we will see how that one turns out. Going over to the last team, Slimots.
Yeah.
I've predicted them to be the dark horse, and they finished on 7-5. They nearly got into the top four, and I think that's a big success for them.
Mhm.
Um, Barnarex and Fenrir, especially in my opinion, have played really good. But a person that I thought in the past was a bit more shaky is Stush, the ADC of Slomots. She also had good games in the past, but like not right now, she is farming really well. And also, I think she's just taking games over.
Wait, wait, Stooge is a girl?
Yeah,
Oh,
have a problem with
oh,
that? No,
oh no, I was.
no, I think her
I'm
and
good.
Decoy are
Okay.
just performing really well together. Decoy also someone who's stepping up, and I can see this team honestly making an upset run to like lower bracket semifinals, or something like
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
But yeah, we will see how that one turns out in the end. Um, yeah, but before we go over to our prediction for this, we have like 3 categories that we want to share. Who do you think was the most overperforming team in regular season?
Uh, Overperforming. So you mean like playing better than expected?
Yeah. Who
Um,
who who do, who reached above what you expected, or who played better
uh,
than what you expected?
it's kind of hard. I have like two teams in my opinion. I think the first one should be Quantum Infinity and probably Monkey Esports. But I think I would go for Quantum because is a team that I knew and we scrimped them before, like I already mentioned. I didn't expect a lot of Monkey Sports because I didn't know anyone from the team. So I think Quantum Infinity really performed well. I mean, they managed to take a game of Wacky, what we couldn't do. So I think they performed really, really well this split.
Yeah. So the team that is the overperformer for me is Snackpack. Like I have not rate I don't rate them that highly. I still think they are frauds, and I still think they will lose to Invicta, then drop down against Slim Odds, and then they will lose that one as well. So I think they will just not win a single game in playoffs. But in regular season, they performed pretty well. They got fourth, nearly third. Um, so I honestly think that they are the overperformer from what I expected from them before the split.
Mm.
Going over to the second category, the underperformer, the team that I rated highly before and that, in my opinion, didn't do so well. I could say Invicta here, but I think Invicta kind of just, I don't know, they decided to be bad, not because they couldn't play better, but because they decided not to play their best. KBD, on the other hand, like I had them really high. I thought they could reach the top four, maybe top three, on a good day. And yeah, like I'm just not sure. Like even in the SLE before and in the Pirate Bay, they had some really, really good games against strong teams, but it's just rare that they manage to take on the big guys. And I thought that they maybe got more consistency by now, that they are a team that is like really fighting for the top spots. But now they've been a team fighting for survival to get to playoffs. So for me, they are the underperformer of the regular season.
Okay. Mm, I mean, I don't know. The underperforming team is like kind of how, like I already mentioned, Victor would be the most obvious call, but because they did their little content run, I think it's not fair to put them underperforming. Um, I don't know. I would say honestly, Wacky, even though they stomped us to the ground. I mean, they still lost a game against Quantum Infinity. They lost a game against Invicta. They lost a game against Monk Sports. So would have thought that they would like clean swipe uh, every team. Expect us obviously what they did. So yeah, that's in that. But I thought that they would just stomp Monkey Sports and the other games where they lost a match, and that was kind of surprising for me. Um,
I see
because
that.
I think they have also like the uh highest elo team, if you can say it like that. Like they Elred hit 500 LP master, Bittner is a master player, and I think the rest of the team is a, is around diamond. Expect Robbery, who's stuck in emerald for like 2 splits right now. But
Yeah, but he's a fraud.
yeah, but he wasn't against us, so yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we are able to say that, or if I'm able to say that. I mean, you're on the team, you can say it, but yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I,
I think we should go over to the last category basically that we have before we guess the games, and after that we go into the MVP votings, which is our dark horse for playoffs. Who is the team, if we take out Invicta, if we take out Vecchivus, if we take out Assassin's Creed, which team do you think has the best chance of winning the title of the bottom five?
uh, huh, bottom 5. Okay. Mm.
I can start if
Wait,
you want.
no, I'm thinking. So I can say AG, Invicta, Monkey Sports, Wiki Race, right?
No, Monkey, you can say Monkey. I think they
Oh,
are like below the
oh,
other
okay,
three.
okay. Then I would say Monkey Sports, because like the jungle mid top lane is really really good. So I think they have probably the best opportunity or the best chances to win the title.
All right. Yeah, I have a different call, and for me, I'm
Okay.
gonna double down. It's Slimmods. Slimmods is gonna
Okay.
make the miracle run to finals and beat you there. Um, I always believe in them, and I always jinx them. So now I'm just gonna believe harder to overcome the jinxing. Um, so to high side the captain who's watching, I believe you will win. So give your best. If I jinx you again, then I'm sorry. I'm not gonna stop. All right. Should we go over to the guesses, like the prediction of the playoffs?
Yeah,
So,
we can.
you can start. You can just start with the game, I'd say. So you start
Okay.
with Assassins against QTE. Then I'm gonna do Snack Pack, and we're just gonna swap the whole time.
Okay. Okay. So obviously, me as the AG team captain and a lover of my team, I have to go with AG. I think if we have a decent day or even if we have a good game, then we definitely should take the series.
Yeah, I can see that one. So you're saying that QTE loses, which puts them in the lower bracket.
Yeah.
Between Invicta and Snakepick, I think that's a more tough matchup. But I'm
Mhm.
gonna say that like Los Moderato is not inting hard enough for Invicta to actually lose there. I think that the rest of the team is gonna carry, especially Grelis and Like It More on bot lane. They will carry the bot lane. So
Okay.
my call is actually that Invicta will take this one,
Mhm.
and Snakepack will drop down to the lower bracket.
Okay. Interesting call. But I can see that I would personally agree as well, but I think it also depends on the form of Invicta. Like if they perform um like they performed against us, then I think Snack has a really good chance to come through, but that's not a normal case, so I agree with you.
All
Going
right.
ahead to the next matchup, Monkey Sports against Kanelbund. For me personally, it's a clear winner for Monkey Sports. I don't think that Kanelbund can. Would even say that Kanelbund won't even take a game from Monkey Sports. So I think that will be like a clean 2-0 for Monkey Sports, going to the next round into the upper bracket, and Kanelbund's going down to the lower bracket.
Yeah, I agree with that one. But yeah, the last game, Veki Vress against Slim Odds. So who do I have above here? Because I said Slim Odds, like they are the dark horse. So to
Yeah.
me, they would take this game against Veki Vress.
Nah.
Um, so yeah, this is our prediction so far. I'd say we swap up, right? Um, so I will do this game now.
Okay.
Um, and of course the question is here, who do I pick, right? Like which is
Mhm.
which is the team that I'm gonna pick here. And I think your team, you
Mhm.
you stomped them pretty hard, right? Like you
Yeah.
just completely destroyed them. So you're really, really confident right now. And
Kinda.
Jordy, we know that Jordy is also someone who's really confident all the time.
Yeah.
So he will actually do the unthinkable and int more than Los Moderato.
Okay.
And
Okay.
this is where Assassin's Creed and playoffs comes into play. So I actually have Invicta winning out against Assassins here.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Could be. Could be. Assassin's Creed in playoffs. W- That looks like us. Yeah. I can see that.
You're
Okay,
not
but
hurt at all. Okay, you can go over to
no, no.
monkeys.
Okay. Yeah. Personally, I think if Monkey Sports is not like us, like a big fraud, then I would say that Monkey Sports goes through. and Simmons goes into the lower bracket. Even though you're like really confident for them to win the title, I think they still have to go through the lower brackets to win it all.
So you're saying Monkey wins this?
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
this is the most delusional take we have so far.
Okay.
But it's fine by me. So Monkeys against Invicta in the upper bracket. Um, all right, QTE against Snack Pack. So Snack Pack, I already said that I think that they are like the team that overperformed the most. Um, but I also think that QT is really, really inconsistent. So my call here is that Snack Pack will beat QTE in a 2-1 victory. Um, so yeah, that's my call. Snack Pack would take it from here. QTE will be one of the two teams eliminated in this round. So who do you have it between Veki and KBD?
I think that's a no-brainer. Like Wacky Race should take it, and then we will have our small little rematch. So I think yeah, Wacky Race will take it. Will take the win there.
All right. So we have Veki Rest against Assassin's Creed in the lower bracket. That was really unexpected, but I mean, it's just
Mm-hmm.
it's the most accurate prediction, right? So
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
um, okay, so you can start with Invicta against Monkey Esports veterans here. What's your call
Damn,
on that?
damn. I like both teams. Like I, I really like it more as well. But Los Moreto, I really a good guy, a really good guy. So and the monkey sport, I think like uh our Trouble Bubble is a big fan of this team, especially if he's a big fanboy for Paterina. So um hmm, it's it's kind of hard, but I think personally that Invicta is more well-rounded in terms of how the players play. So if Lost doesn't int against Monkey Spots, then they could have a chance, but I think Monkey Spots will take it.
Well, that's spicy. So you pick the Grand
Yeah,
Pass into the final.
yeah, I believe in the Grand Pass.
Another another like big upset pick here. Um, I see you're in for the spicy stuff. Um, but yeah, we have Snack Pack against Slimots, and yeah, I mean I can be quite kind of delusional when doing predictions, right? And I already picked like a huge upset for Snack
Yeah.
Pack against
Mm.
QTE, so
Okay.
I think
Wait,
this
wait
is
a
where
second.
the road
Yeah.
ends
Okay.
for them.
Oh, for snack break. Yeah. Okay. I
Yeah.
was hoping to make a guess before you give us the answer,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No worries. No worries. So yeah, the
So
most.
it's the mods here. Um, they are just the team that takes down the sanctuary teams, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
all right. So next we have Veki Vrest against Assassins. What's your call on this?
Oh man, why do I have to make the choice? Like I could be totally biased and say that we just go through, but I on the other hand it's like it's Wiki Race. It won't be easy. So mm, yeah, you know what? I'm going to be biased. I think on a good day we can beat Wiki Race, so I will go for my team, obviously.
Okay, so Veki Vrest with a really bad playoff run here. Um, seems like the
Yeah.
stars are not in their fate this time around, which leaves us with Slimots against Assassin's Creed, and that's my game again.
Yeah. Yeah. Let
And
let me guess. Let
I mean, you already had like a fairly good playoff run here. You beat QTE, which I think is
Mhm.
like a good path. Then you lost to Invicta, which I think is the most accurate pick on this list. Then you beat Vekivres, like an upset, but I think, like Jordy mentioned in chat, like your mental is done when you drop down. Somehow you beat Vekivres. I don't know how, but you did it. But against Slimots, like your nerves are just too much. You need to play on a weekday, so you have a mid laner who's flaming you the whole time for scheduling and then not playing good. So I actually think that this is the game where you meet your end boss, which is Slimots. You're really lucky that you didn't face them in regular season, by the way. I think that it
Yeah.
would have been the
Mm,
title race for you.
definitely. Yeah.
So
Wacky Race and
Slimmots against
AG already gone.
Invicta. Who do you think wins here?
You know what? I'm just uh, keeping the flow with you. I say some let's go through.
Okay, what's your
So,
reasoning behind that? Like, you can't just say Slimmots win just because you want them
uh,
to win.
no, because probably like Itmo will be drunk again and Los will end his ass off.
Okay, so we have the finals between Slimmots and Monkey. Um, and I actually think this is the point where Slimmots meets their end boss, which is the experience of Monkey Esports. Um, and they will lose the first game, they will lose the second game, and then it's bad time for the Monkey Esports players. So it will basically be 5 against 1. Slimmots will win game 3 and game 4, and then Sergio Ramos has like the game of his life and will win the fifth game 1v5. So that means that Monkey Esports will take the title really accurate in our really accurate prediction.
Prediction, yeah.
I just put them in the middle. Um, so yeah, for
Mhm.
everyone wondering how the players will go, this is the accurate official prediction by me and Delph.
Yeah, nah, it's not a prediction anymore. It's just spoiler.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry for spoiling the script. I have it here on my PC. I shared it with Delph before.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's just what happened here. Are you happy with this result? Like as an AG player, do you think this is a good result for you?
Do you want my honest opinion, my honest answer, or
Yeah, of
should I just
course.
keep? Okay, okay. Um, I see two teams in the lower bracket round three, which shouldn't be there, and I'm
Oh,
not
really?
gonna
Which one?
say. Nah, I'm not gonna say which one, and it could be potentially my competitive background teams, but who knows? Who knows? I won't give any more infos for that.
Hmm.
So, but other than that, I think, mm, yeah, I mean, a lot of rounds and a lot of matchups, I think, could turn out like that. But I think someone of us two has some really spicy opinions and maybe even poor decisioning. But yeah, uh, I
I see
believe it at that.
someone is salty because they already know that like this is a good prediction, like one that is accurate. Um, but yeah,
Okay.
we are done with predictions now. And I mean everyone wants to know how the MVPs turned out. So I'm not going to talk about that right now. I will talk about something else first, which is the betting game. I don't know if you've seen it. I announced it in the content channel. Basically, you can win 10 euros in RP, which is like nothing. It's more about the fun of like predicting what will happen. So I have the statistics here. So we had 20 people guessing, betting on stuff. Um, the first question was who will win the SNCL split, and we have like two tied winners here. We have 27% voting for Assassin's Creed and 27% voting for Vecchivres. So for a lot of people, Vecchivres and Assassins are the top
Wait, wait,
teams.
wait, wait, wait. wait. How much percent did we get?
27.8.
And Ricky also got 27.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but
So
I mean, we are out in the lower bracket, so you're all wrong.
yeah, I mean they are wrong. Um, Then we have the who will win the first match, which is Assassin's against Quantum Infinity. 94.4% thought that Assassin's Creed will win that one. So they are on terms with us. They know how a prediction works. Then we have
Okay.
Vecchivres against Slimots.
Yeah.
77.8% were wrong and picked Vecchivres over Slimots here.
Okay. Okay. Delusional people, I see.
Yeah. Then we have
Yeah.
the third match, Invicta against Monkey. They have
Mhm.
83.3% picked Monkey Esports. So they
Okay.
have a good prediction.
Interesting.
And then we have Invicta against Snackpack, which is the the one where like the winning team has the lower percentage, but 66.7% picked Invicta. So
Mhm.
that's already a good prediction. Um, so yeah, those were the predictions by you guys. And now we can go over to the MVP voting. And I think we'll start with the most friendly category, which is the friendly team, friendliest team. Um, we have Assassin's Creed on one with 16 votes. Then we have
Thank.
Monkey Sports.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm?
Can I just say something?
Yeah,
Thank you,
you can say something.
Crumble Bubble, to be friendly to everyone. It's all him. Yeah.
All right.
You
Then
can
we have
continue.
Monkey Sports veterans and Never Ending Int, both with 15 votes, so one vote less than Assassin's Creed on second place, tied. And on third place, we have Extraordinary with 14 votes. And I think what this tells us is, yes, you had Trout Bubble, and Jordy, and I Won't Leash, and maybe like you have really friendly players, like some of your
Hey
players are really
yo,
friendly.
hey yo. I think you missed the name.
Did I? Oh yeah, you have
uh,
Denza and Mopo as substitutes. They are also really
yeah,
friendly.
true, true. No,
Um,
no, no, you're good.
Okay. No, but we see that your team is up there and Monkey's up there, which is one of the top teams. Like they played the top teams, but Neverending and Extraordinary also got in there. So this shows that not only the top teams are the ones that are the friendliest, but also like teams like Neverending Int and Extraordinary who were struggling or split, and they were still fair players. Like people enjoyed playing against them. So this is good in my opinion. By the way, the votings will be posted later on um, in the Paw Talk. So if you want to take a look at it yourself, see who voted for what, then you can do that. Every team voted, which is good. There were some votes that didn't count. So we had Shadow Phoenix voting for an ADC called Caspar. We don't have an ADC called Caspar in the whole league, so I don't know who they voted for. And some people got the roles wrong. So, for example, Rob Gob was voted the number 3 mid laner by one team, even though he's the jungler of Cannibals.
Yeah, but
Um,
maybe he was that much on mid lane that I thought he was mid lane as well.
yeah, I mean that's something that I can see. Um, but yeah, you can take a look at that later on. But going over to the next award, which is the best player, can you explain to me what the difference between the best player and the MVP is?
Um, so if I understand it correctly, like the best player is the one player who is mechanically and macro-wise probably the best player in the whole league. Like he performs really, really well on many champions and just plays really, really good and really consistent. And MVP is like who is the most valuable player for his team? Like who carries the most and is like the game-changing aspect for the team. Did I
Yeah,
get it
that's
right? Or
correct. Yeah,
yeah,
you
perfect.
get it right. And on the best player, we have on first we have Jordi with 20 votes. Then we have Sergio Ramos with 17 votes, and on third we have Elred and I Won't Leash with 11 votes each. The best player was also the one where the most different votes came in. So we had a lot of people with one vote. So basically, they got put on third for some teams. Then we had a few players with like 3 to 6 votes, and then we had the top people. But yeah, we take a look at this, and now we go over to the MVP, where we have 3 players that are also between the best players. Like I think it makes sense. Like if you're one of the top teams, then you will are more likely to get those kind of votes. And if you're like the best players of those teams, then there's an even higher chance that you get into the MVP and the best player. And yeah, here we have Sergio Ramos on one with 31 votes. On second, we have Jordi with 16 votes, and on third, we have Elred with 14 votes. So a tight race between second and third place, but Sergio Ramos was the undisputed MVP this split. Um, do you think that's justified?
Mm, w- sorry, I was reading or like typing to the Twitch chat as
Do you
well.
think it's justified that Sergio Ramos
Yeah,
won the
yeah,
MVP?
definitely, definitely. I think he was also like the most surprising. player for me personally, and he really performed well. Like already mentioned earlier, he carried the game against Snackpack, and I didn't see that many games of him, but I um, mostly looked at the match results because I had to do some scouting, had to do team of the weeks, and all the stuff, being interested in the teams, and he really looked like he carried his team. So I think that's definitely justified having the. How old is he now? 14?
I think he's 14, yes.
Yeah,
He had
yeah,
two birthdays over the course of the split. So happy birthday again,
nice.
Sergio Ramos, Pack Donkeys,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for
Happy
your two
birthday.
birthdays.
Yeah, but I think being for 14 years old and carrying his grandpa's is achievement, which deserves him the MVP, definitely.
Yeah. Um, all right, and now we go over to the last category, which is the team of the season. You can see the first team on the top, which is Jordi, Sergio Ramos, Trouble, I Won't Leash, and Elred. Two Assassin players there. Three Assassin players, sorry, my bad. Three Assassin players there. Then you have the second team, which is in silver below that, where we have the other two Assassins players. Um, and also three of the Vecchi West players. We have Patarina there, who's joining Sergio Ramos. And then we have the bronze team, the third team, which is Banarex, Brualito, Beehive, Swallow, and Peel Force 1 and Gradis. So, do you want to know what I think is the most interesting here? It's
Yeah,
the
tell
third
me.
team. It's the third team because yeah, we have
Okay.
all the Assassins players in there. You won the split, so that's something that's really likely. We have 4 out of 5 Vacuum Rest players in there, but then we have only 2 Monkey players. We have only 1 Snack Pack player. And we have
Mm-hmm.
actually we have 2 Shadow Phoenix. Like they didn't even make playoffs, and they got 2 of the 5 spots in the team of in the third team of the season. And Carnibulans also got 2 spots. So I think that's on one hand showing that they really um how do you say it? They surprised a lot of people. They
Yeah.
and it also shows that you don't need to be on a high performing team in order to be recognized by some people.
Mm,
And I mean I can also say the votings here. On top lane, we have Jordi at first with 43 votes. So a landslide victory for him there. On
mm,
second, we have both Detlef and Patarina with 15 votes. And on third, we have Banarex with 13 votes. So Banarex really close to Patarina and Detlef. Jordi just miles ahead. Like he has the exact amount of votes as Patarina, Detlef, and Banarex together.
okay,
Um,
interesting.
then we have the jungle. Sergio Ramos won there with 38 votes, ahead of Maybe with 23. And on third, we have Brualita with 10. And that was a close race for third because we have Yasa, 741, the jungler of Invicta with 7 votes. Then we have Fenrir with 8 of Slimots, Robbery with 9, and then we have Brualita with 10. So it was a really tight race.
Mm,
Um, I actually noticed something here
yeah.
while looking at it, and I think he's actually not third because the team that put Brualito there, one of the 2 teams that put him in first, is Shadow Phoenix, and you're not allowed to vote for your own players. So that's a mistake
Oh,
by me. I take it back. So that means actually that Robbery is third.
okay.
Okay, that's
Okay.
my bad there. So we will fix that graphic up for when it will be posted. So Robbery is actually in there on third.
Big.
But yeah, let's go over to the mid lane. On first we have Trumbull with 33 votes,
Mm,
followed by Uzujin and Zushikala with 21 votes. And on third, we have Beehive of Cannibulans with 17 votes. Like those 4 players took nearly all votes that were there. Like there were 3 other
mm,
people outside of the top 3 or top 4 players here, but they didn't even get more than like 15 or more votes together.
okay.
Um,
So also really clear who the top four is. Okay.
yeah. Um, then we have AD carry. We have I Won't Leash on first with 39 votes, followed by Büttner with 28. So those two were the top ADCs of the split. And then we have Swallow with 11 votes, followed by a few people with like 6, 6, 5, 3 votes. So like there were only two good ADCs in the perception of many people, like two ADCs that stood out, and those were I Won't Leash and Büttner, because everyone else like is not even coming close to those two. And we have a
Mhm.
similar picture on support, where we have Arid with 36 votes, followed by you with 26. Um, and then we have the third place, which is Grelis with 11. Because I just noted that Shadow Phoenix also put Peel Force 1 in their top 5 votes. So he is also
Yeah.
getting a point deduction, which means he's also dropping out of the team of the season. So I take it back. It's not that impressive by Shadow Phoenix to reach the team of the seasons when they vote for themselves. I actually need to be more careful with that. But yeah, so Gladys is
Then,
on third, um,
mhm.
by herself. Uh, yeah, so we got that out of the way. Is anyone on here besides the two Shadow Phoenix players who you think should belong?
Oh, shouldn't belong there. Hmm. Um, I could. Hmm, let me think. I would, if I could change one position, it would probably even be the third ADC. Like, I think personally like it more played in what I saw better than Svulu. But I mean, okay, like it more was shit against us. Sorry to say that. Um, but yeah, I think if I would swap a player, that would probably be the third ADC. So Svulu out, like it more in. Yeah, that would be my change. Do you have anything?
I mean, I agree with the ADC. I think
Mhm.
Bettner is really overrated, so I would actually put Spulo
Okay.
on second and Stoosh on third. But
Okay.
besides that, I think actually not. I think someone is on this list that should be on this list, but I think he's too high, and that's trouble because I think both Uzujin and Zushikiller had better splits in the individual regards. I think Trouble had some really shaky early games where he had a lot of deaths. Even against like Shadow Phoenix, I think like the one game that was not going in your way early. I think he was not playing the best early. Um, I would put him on second or third, depending how the votes shift, but I would put both Uzujin and Tsuchikana above that. So that's my call.
Okay. But you know what? I have one question for you.
Yes.
We just did the predictions, right? And you have like a small favorite team that made it into the finals, right?
Yeah.
Mm, why does only their top laner have a spot in the team of the season, even only in the third place? Like where
There,
are
so
the
there are
others?
two reasons. For one,
Okay.
they are not blenders. They don't talk about themselves all the time. They are not arrogant like this bird team that's on here. So they don't make that much advertisement for themselves. So people
Mm,
overlook them easily. And on the other
okay.
side, other than, for example, Monkeys, they have five really, really good players, but they don't shine as alone. They shine together. So if this was a team voting by best team, they would obviously make top three. Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
but like if you look at the whole team, then everyone looks good, but no one is outstanding like Sergio Ramos. So that's why in the end they only managed to get three spots here, one spot here.
Mhm.
Um, so I would say that's the reason.
So they just wanted to stay under the radar. So
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
that
All right. All
happens.
right. Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Right. Okay. So this was the team of the season, the MVP votings for everyone. Um, I think we are done with the schedule for today. We got through it a bit quicker than I expected. Um, but yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the regular season. I hope everyone is happy with the team of the season votes. I think except Brualito and P-Force 1, everyone is happy because they just got their
They
accolades removed. On the
yeah
other
they
side, that was
cheated.
justified. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited to see how this split continues.
Hmm.
And I'm also really excited for the next split in the future because this will not be the the only time we will do this kind of stream. We will do it every single split. Um, so I'm excited to see which of those players will come back because Sergio Ramos and Eret right now are out from the Runings. Like they will not be able to play again next split,
Wait, who?
even
Arid and?
if Sergio Ramos.
Oh, you're also already over 200 LP. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Popla is still trying to bribe me, to get him back into the league next split, but his offer is too low.
See.
Let's just say that. All right.
Okay. Okay.
I wish everyone a great Friday evening and a good weekend. Do you have any last words?
Yeah. If Slimmods participate in the next split, don't even bother playing. Like Slimmod will win it anyway.
Yes,
The
I
script
agree.
is already leaked. So yeah.
All right. Then, yeah, we'll see you all again, either on the Rift or in chat.